Evans from LymeOnline, bringing you all of this week's top stories from the Lyme Regis area. The leader of Dorset Council has written to the Prime Minister calling for travel restrictions to be reintroduced. Councillor Spencer Flower made the plea following dramatic events at Durdle Door last weekend, in which 3 people were seriously injured after jumping from the cliffs. 2 air ambulances landed at the scene, pushing together hundreds of beachgoers and sparking concerns over the lack of social distancing at local beauty spots. Councillor Flower described the behaviour seen over the sunny weekend as disappointing, adding that it put a strain on emergency services and sparked fears among Dorset residents. He has asked the government to reconsider its easing of travel restrictions and instead suggests that the public should stay local to their own area. Bournemouth East MP Tobias Elwood has also said that he fears the large number of visitors seen at local beauty spots could result in a second spike of COVID-19 and see Dorset put into a stricter lockdown. Dorset Police have urged the public to respect local communities, stick to social distancing guidelines and to go home if they find a beauty spot to be too busy. Initiatives to help keep the county clean have also been launched by Litter Free Coast and Sea and Litter Free Dorset after large amounts of rubbish were left at beaches and beauty spots, including in Lyme Regis, over the busy weekend. It wasn't just Durdle Door that emergency services were called to last weekend. Across the country, the Coast Guard Service had its busiest weekend of the year with a total of 447 incidents. Last Sunday saw an 168% increase on the May 2019 average, with 241 incidents, the busiest day of the year, and Saturday was the second busiest, with 206 call-outs. On Monday, Coast Guard's Lyme Regis lifeboat crew, a rescue helicopter, co-responders and paramedics were called to Axmouth Harbour after a man was swept out to sea, having jumped from the harbour wall. A paddleboarder rescued the man before the lifeboat arrived on scene, and he was described as being barely conscious and hypothermic when brought back to shore. The incident came almost a year after 2 teenage boys were swept out to sea from the same spot and were rescued by Lyme Regis lifeboat crew, later featuring on the BBC series Saving Lives at Sea. Coast Guards have repeatedly warned of the dangers of jumping into water, also known as tombstoning, which they say can put your life at risk. Mary Anning biopic Ammonite has been selected to be screened as part of the Cannes Film Festival later this month. The 73rd festival, initially due to take place in May, was called off this year due to the coronavirus epidemic, but the Cannes film market will still be going ahead online, with screenings to be held from June 22nd. Among the first-time screenings will be Ammonite, starring Oscar-winning actress Kate Winslet as Lyme Regis' famous fossil hunter Mary Anning. Several scenes from the film were shot in Lyme Regis last March. It also stars Saoirse Ronan and is directed by British filmmaker Francis Lee. Its general release has been delayed due to the virus outbreak, but industry professionals will now be given a first look thanks to the online event. Lyme Regis fire crew were called to the aid of one of their own members this week as a car crashed into the side of their house. The crew were called out on Tuesday afternoon after a car rolled down Queen's Walk and crashed into the house on the corner of Henry's Way. They helped make the scene safe before a structural engineer assessed the damage. No one was injured in the incident. And finally, summer may have only just started, but a pod of dolphins have already been spotted out in Lyme Bay. This footage was captured by local fisherman Wayne Messer, showing the friendly visitors playing in the waves beneath his boat. Dolphins have become regular visitors to Lyme Bay in recent years. Last year they were spotted on several occasions towards the end of August, but it's thought the recent warm weather has brought them to the area a little earlier than usual. What an amazing sight, and thanks to Wayne for that great footage. That's all for this week. You can stay up to date with all the latest news throughout the week on the LymeOnline website, but in the meantime, stay safe and have a great weekend.